there's a part of me that has a real deep affection for sophisticated pop music, like the two artists you mentioned, Sting and Paul Simon and all that stuff. And I sort of knew that I kind of wanted to, like, maybe not just make my first record be a straight ahead record, you know, with a few choruses of Donna Lee, because you're not gonna outdo Wynton, you know, in that. And so I kind of figured out a way over a longer period of time and released my first records much later in my life. And in the interim, went on the road with other artists and played a ton of studio records and saw how great record people make records, like Arif Mardin or Tommy LaPuma or Phil Ramone or you know, David Foster, whatever. Like you see from a different a perspective on how to make music, and then frame your trumpet, in my case, or a voice or whatever, in the best of light, you know, and try to tap into people's emotions that way. And that was in large part set forth by, you know, I knew that I couldn't necessarily outdo what was this incredible burst of like worldwide fame that Wynton had. And then it just took me much longer to kind of develop my craft and develop my playing. Is so much better, is so much better in my latter half of my life than it was in my 20s. I matured kind of later. Trumpet is like being an opera singer. The rare freaks of Wynton coming out and being able to play like that at 19. You can do it on violin, you can do it on piano, you can be an incredible gymnast in your teens, but it's really tough for the trumpet. You know, it's a physical apparatus, and that thing, like almost like being an opera singer, develops way better in your 30s and 40s. And there's a great quote from Bill Evans about Miles Davis. He said, although Miles had, you know, recognition and all that stuff, his trumpet playing was so much better in his 40s and 50s than it was in his 20s and 30s. And if you listen to those Charlie Parker records, you can hear, you know, Miles is not struggling, but you know, he's not the Miles of that confidence that he had when he was after post Kind of Blue and on into the 60s, when he was really it was his the physicality of his trumpet was in full flowing mode. And I think that that's the way it is with trumpet players. Other instruments you can develop so much quicker, like the violin, piano, saxophone, but trumpet, boy, is a beast.